Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Well, who knew that I would be camouflaged this morning, Gabe?
You just are you just blending in with the tarp behind you on YouTube right now?
Just blending in, except for my face. I look like a mime over here because we got the tarp. We had a leak. Well, we didn't have a leak, but one of our neighbors had a leak over the weekend.
Yeah, the building had a leak.
The building had a leak.
That looks a little bigger than a leak.
There was a foot of
Waterfall?
From what I was told, there was a foot of standing water in the office above us, and that's not even where the leak originated. So
This is the cold temperature thing, right? I mean, I'm assuming
so.
pipes froze and burst
and yeah, we got pretty lucky. I mean, yeah, there's some damage down here, but studio's still in good enough shape that we can still do shows.
How's it smell?
A little mildewy.
Okay.
A little mildewy, not great.
Yeah. Well, black mold's not good for you.
I feel like it might take a little longer for it to develop into black mold, but I do appreciate you looking out for us, Chew, from the warm and comfortable confines of your Florida home.
No, we have a cold weather advisory, actually.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do.
No, we do.
Yeah.
I just looked at the charts.
What? No. You don't have a cold weather advisory.
Yes, I just looked on my phone, and it said, yes, a cold weather advisory.
I want you to read the cold weather advisory.
Okay.
I want to know what cold weather advisory is for you, because I guess it's a severe weather advisory up here.
Still, God bless America.
It's 0
All right, here you
degrees.
go.
It's 15 below with the wind chill.
This is from the National Weather Service.
Okay.
Severe weather advisory.
Okay.
These conditions are expected at 12 a.m., possibly threat to life or property. Very cold wind chills as low as 26 expected tonight.
Whoa, not 26.
But what temperature? Has he mentioned a temperature yet?
He has not.
Well, let me go to that. Tomorrow is actually going to be 52 with
Oh,
40. So
52, my
So we got to batten down here. I got to wrap the pipes.
Hey, make sure the electric blankets are ready. You know, you got to have those.
Can they freeze at 40, Josh? No?
Are you familiar with the freezing temperature?
Are you sure?
I don't know if it's different from in Wisconsin as it is from Florida. It's the same?
Well, because you're closer to the
32.
equator, I'm trying to figure out.
I would imagine the hardware or probably the specifications
Are not as hardy?
Like, yeah, if you think about it, like the what am I looking for here? The standards and practices might be different from Florida to Wisconsin. But I don't expect stuff to freeze if it's not below freezing. That doesn't seem to make much sense.
But I do have to cover my tomato plants, so.
Poor tomatoes.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you get to
Poor
spend time with your
tomatoes.
plants, have a little chit chat like you
little
always
pep
do.
talk. Are you going to talk to him? All right,
Of
guys,
course.
this is just going to be temporary.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little chilly, so it's just a
Oh,
little
aren't
blanket.
you a pretty red today?
Just like I'm tucking you in at night.
Just gonna wrap this blanket around you. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fine. I'll be back here
You're naughty.
tomorrow. You sleep. Yeah, exactly. You psycho. Telling us it's cold in the 50s. So we have a defensive coordinator, huh? Packers got a defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. Of course, people are familiar with his work from his days with the Philadelphia Eagles and his most recent time with the Cardinals, although it feels like we might want to Men in Black that element of his coaching tenure because it wasn't great. But we have plenty of examples of guys who have transitioned from offensive or defensive coordinator to head coach, not had the same level of success with their units or their team as a whole, and still gotten gigs because they're actually really good at the coordinator role. Chewy, you have experience in this space where you have worked with guys who, man, they were really good one-on-one, overseeing a unit, but when they got a head coaching gig, things just went sideways.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Ray Rhodes comes to mind. And it's not that. When you're a head coach, you can't be hanging out in the locker room with the guys because the guys are going to try to find any angle to make their life a lot easier, which is what happened. I specifically remember the leaders of our team going up in the middle of the season and said, the team really doesn't want to be in pads today and this and that. And Ray went along with it. You have to distance yourself. You got to be good cop, bad cop. And most times a head coach has to be bad cop. Now, your coordinators can be a little chummy with players, but your head coach can't because the players will take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of – you take a look in the Super Bowl this weekend, right, or next weekend. Josh McDaniels is a highly, highly regarded offensive coordinator. He is getting praise for the work that he did with Drake May to get him as good as he was this year, presumed MVP runner-up. They're now in the Super Bowl because Drake May played so well. McDaniels isn't getting a head coaching interview. Like, nobody wants to talk to him because twice. They tried twice with him, and he flamed out spectacularly both times. He's a coordinator. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be a really good coordinator. Now, I'm not saying that Jonathan Gannon is going to be McDaniels and he's going to lead the Packers defense and get all this credit. I don't know, but there are plenty examples of guys getting hired 1-2 level too high, right? I think you see that as well, where guys who are position coaches get coordinator jobs and it just doesn't work out. And they're better off being a position coach. So I think that's what the situation the Packers find themselves in. Matt LaFleur liked that Gannon has head coaching experience. So, hey, that's going to be a leader in the front of that room who has the head coaching experience, but it's been a really good coordinator before. The last year in Philly, that defense was really good.
Yeah.
8th in points, 2nd in yards, first in passing yards per attempt. That was a really good defense. The reason why I got the head coaching job in the first place in Arizona.
Are we as fans allowed to be less patient with Matt LaFleur because the two coaches in the Super Bowl, one's a second-year coach, and, Vrabel did a nice job at Tennessee, but he's a first-year coach in New England. Can we be a little less patient with LaFleur? Because you look and you say, hey, this can be done if you pick the right guy.
I'm not sure that the two are really related, if I'm being honest.
No?
I think that if you're looking at Matt LaFleur this year and you agree, like we thought at times, that this was a Super Bowl caliber roster, as much as we don't like talking about the injuries existed. And the injuries for me were an explanation for why, not the entire story, but at least a part of why this team underperformed. I don't know if I can saddle that. I don't know if I could saddle Matt LaFleur with that.
Did you happen to see there was late in the game, the Broncos switched out their personnel, and Mike Vrabel, taking his time, put the slowest guy he could find to jog out into the field to burn extra clock to get them to run the clock out more with the lead. Like, is that something you expect Matt LaFleur and Rich Bisaccia to come up with?
No,
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to find those edges
because the ref has to sit on the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Because they made these offensive substitution.
You have to give them the
so
substitution.
you have to give them the time.
Yes.
Again, it's a reasonable amount of time. It's not like you can just army crawl your way into position. But still, yeah, you're hey, get out there and take your time.
Uh-huh.
But again, that's something that Vrabel's been known for.
Right.
Like when he was in Tennessee, he out Belichicked Belichick. In those late game situations in terms of like taking a penalty, running more time off, when the clock can stop, when it doesn't stop, and trying to use every little thing to his advantage.
Let me ask you this about Matt LaFleur, though, Chew. Are you bothered that we knew that today was the day that they could talk to Jimmy Leonhard, right? And I know Jimmy Leonhard, Wisconsin guy, there's a lot of affinity for him because of where he's from, because of his roots. Fair or unfair, just how it works. Hey, and if you don't think that coaching is about relationships, what are we doing? What are we talking about here, right? Like, these guys get gigs because they've got relationships with other guys who have relationships with other guys. Like, it's just all part of how it works. But Jimmy Leonhard would have been available today. Broncos season over. Either way, he would have been available. And the thought was that there was some interest in him. Should Matt LaFleur have waited to make this hire to at least talk to Jim Leonhard, Chew?
I don't think he had time with Gannon. Weren't there a couple teams after him, Gabe? Dallas wanted
the Giants were interested, as were the Chargers. It seemed like the Harbaugh boys were interested in talking to Gannon. And the Giants have gone on, and they've hired somebody else to be their defensive coordinator as well. But that Chargers job is still open, and I think the fear was if you didn't hire him over the weekend, by the time that you talked to Leonhard, kind of sorted all those ducks out, that Gannon might be off the market.
And I think he wanted to go with someone who's been a coordinator in the NFL. And Leonhard doesn't have that.
It seems like
he has in
head
college.
Coach. Former head coach a lot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. It was a good hire.
Again,
former head coach who is no threat to be a head coach again, I feel like is the full sentence there.
I feel like I've abdicated my duties not showing this video yet on the stream. Have you guys seen when Jonathan Gannon was introduced as head coach and met Rondale Moore?
What are we doing, Joshy? What are we doing,
Character
man?
assassination. That's what we're doing.
Joshy, what are we doing?
Hey! What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Good.
Good.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Shots. Explosives. You can run.
What's your point, Joshy? Go ahead and make it. Get it out.
I mean, who's listening to that guy? Who's taking that guy seriously when you're making laser noises? Shots. That was our first introduction. And that's how you
He was a little nervous, Josh. He's a little nervous.
Hey, nice to meet you. I have a lot of things I think is exciting about you that we could do on this team.
Listen, listen, Chew, listen. Yes, 100%. We all saw Jonathan Gannon when he first popped in as a head coach, and we all were like, this guy? Really? And this goes back to what we were just saying. There are some personalities that are better suited for coordinators and some personalities who are better suited for a head coach. If you talk to people in the league, they will tell you unequivocally, Jonathan Gannon is a dork. But you know what? Dorks are having a moment, guys. Between Fernando Mendoza winning the Heisman and the national title and Jonathan Gannon becoming the defensive coordinator for your Green Bay Packers, they're having a moment. And as we mentioned, don't you want somebody who's going to be locked in on the X's and O's? Don't you want somebody who's going to grind over film? Because the other things that you hear about Jonathan Gannon are that he will adjust his defense schemes and tendencies based on the talent he has. And if you have somebody like Micah Parsons out there, you have somebody like Xavier McKinney out there, you have these guys who are real genuine threats, okay? Defensive threats. I like knowing that he will take those weapons and figure out a way to maximize their potential, maximize their destruction in the defense game.
Yeah, when you look at what he did in Philadelphia and what they were doing. Now, he didn't call plays in Arizona. He wasn't the defensive play caller for the Cardinals. He just kind of oversaw everything, even though his background is in defense, but they were doing kind of some different things because he wasn't going to be able to do in Arizona what he did in Philadelphia. They didn't have the pass rushers. So in order to be successful, you had to try to do some different things. And that is what Jonathan Gannon has been able to do. I think that is always, to me, it's a mark of a coach I want on my team. Not somebody that's going, oh, this is my system. This is how we run it. It's, okay, what talent do we have? Now, how can I best put these guys in the best situation possible? It's honestly what Jeff Hafley did, because when Jeff Hafley was hired from Boston College, they played a ton of man in Boston College. And we were thinking, oh, man, Packers are going to play a ton of man-to-man. They didn't have the personnel to do it. Like, outside of Jair Alexander, for the brief time that he had him in the beginning of last season, the first year that Jeff Hafley was here, you didn't have somebody you were confident of putting on an island a bunch in man-to-man coverage. So what did the Packers do? They're one of the highest zone teams in the NFL over the last 2 years. And that's the type of, again, to me, that's always, especially on the defensive side, the teams that are always going to be most successful are the ones that look at the talent and go, hey, what can we do to put this talent in the best position possible? And with the safeties that they have, with Micah Parsons, with a speedy linebacker and Edgerrin Cooper, I think, you're going to see a lot more zone from the Packers once again.
I mean, he can still go to coach speak school. He clearly hasn't gone.
What do you mean?
He doesn't know how to coach speak. Laser, the laser guy. Yeah. That's not something you learn in coach speak.
Oh, man, Josh, did you just get this guy a nickname inadvertently?
Hey! What's up, man? How you doing? Good.
It was 3 years ago,
Good.
too.
I mean, what is that? That's
explosives.
I have had some awkward interactions in my life.
You think?
I'm not perfect. I have never with the hand.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, let's be honest. You cannot make that noise and not have the hand gesture that goes along with it.
Yeah, but
it's a lot more awkward if you're going
Gabe,
pew, 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 and you're not doing the finger guns alongside of it. If you're just making those noises without any sort of animation, what are we doing?
Brings a good point up, Joshy. Without the hands, it's way weirder.
But I guarantee he's got a Luke Skywalker costume that he puts on every now and then.
Maybe.
Hey!
You know?
What's up, man? How you doing? Good.
I mean, Star Trekkies, Gabe, there's Trekkies that are his age, right?
I mean, the poor guy, this is like an 8-second interaction that Joshy's just going to keep bring him back and bring him back and bring him back as some sort of indictment of this guy's personality, ergo his ability to coach the defense. Again, he was obviously, as you mentioned, sought after. It's not like LaFleur did the thing where I used to do when I was drafting fantasy football and was like, nobody's going to see it coming. And then they're like, you know why? Because nobody else wanted that guy, Jen. No, obviously this was a guy who other people wanted, so he has that going for him. My question was, why not wait? You guys said because he was sought after, Matt LaFleur didn't have the luxury of waiting. I contend that LaFleur always wanted him. I contend that this was the guy LaFleur always wanted. As soon as it became a possibility that Hafley was gone, Matt LaFleur was thinking Gannon.
Yeah, and if that was the top choice, it makes sense why you would move on him. Yeah, I'm sure he would have liked to talk to Jim Leonhard, but the timing didn't work out. When you could have talked to Jim Leonhard when the Broncos had the bye, Jeff Hafley was still here. Hafley hadn't been hired yet, so it's not like you can go, well, I think Jeff's going to get the job down there. Might as well start interviewing defensive coordinators. Now, do I think he had a list? Of course he had a list of, okay, Half's probably gone. We're going to figure this out. But he wasn't able to talk to Leonhard in that week where the Broncos had the bye. And now the first time you'd have had the opportunity to talk to him is today. And if you were scared that your top choice might walk while you're talking to somebody else, it makes a ton of sense that you would.
Yeah, but I can see LaFleur as the kind of guy that, nope, offered it to him once, won it, fool me once, shame on me.
I think Jason had said maybe that wasn't the case this year.
Well, again, that was the reporting all weekend, is that there was mutual interest between Jim Leonhard and the Green Bay Packers. But if Gannon was the top choice, like if you were ranking him, right, if Jim Leonhard was number 2, because LaFleur kind of knows. You already interviewed him once. Granted, it was 4 years ago, but how much is Jim Leonhard really changing?
And from what I hear, Sean Payton loves Jim Leonhard.
Everybody does. Everybody who interacts
loves
with
him. And I think Sean Payton has big plans for Jim Leonhard. And I think Sean Payton would have done whatever it took to keep Jim Leonhard with his Denver Broncos. So, again, not saying that plays a role either, but maybe there was some knowledge of, hey, even if we offered Jim Leonhard the gig, it was going to take a king's ransom to pull him away from his position with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos.
I'm assuming there was a reason that he threw the assistant head coach title on him going into this year.
Him.
Going into this year.
And, we can't take that away from Rich, so we're stuck.
You can't?
No, he's the culture, baby.
You know what's crazy, Joshy? Your stupid little video worked.
Can we get it one more time, please?
I got dozens and dozens of people on the Carbless Talking text line and on the YouTube stream saying, I hate this hire. I hate this guy. This is worse than Barry. I mean, people went from Hafley to this, LOL. So, Joshy, whatever you were trying to accomplish, it feels like at least in part you did.
So awesome.
Hey! What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Shots, explosives. You can run.
Okay, you know what? It's not even the laser noises for me, Josh. It's not. It's the shots. It's the shots after the laser noise. It's like, okay.
He's not talking about shots at the bar either.
He's talking about taking shots.
That's a player.
I do.
Who is that? Who's the player?
You want to know who that is?
Rondale Moore.
Yeah, that's Rondale Moore, the 5'5" Purdue scat back who lasted like 2 years in the league because he's not a big explosive play guy.
He doesn't even know how to react.
He's fast.
Look, he's on the defensive side of the ball. Josh, all right? It's not his fault that he didn't work out in the league. He's a defensive-minded guy.
Lots of reaction rolling in. It says Joseph is going to leave for a head coaching job and Jim is going to be promoted to D.C. Yeah, Mike, I do think that that's the plan in Denver. I think that's what is likely going to happen with Jim Leonhard. But Zaf something, I don't want to read the rest of that, said, I resent them waiting until Sunday, making it seem like Leonhard was a possibility, and then it's just like when they drafted Kevin King over T.J. Watt. Again, look, we don't know how realistic it was that Jim Leonhard could be the next DC. I don't want this guy to carry the weight of that possibility, right? Oh, it could have had Jimmy Leonhard. No, you don't know that. Again, everything I've heard is that Sean Payton was going to put up a moat around the castle to keep people from getting Jim Leonhard, that he has big plans for him going forward. Whiskey. How do I do this on the YouTube stream with everybody's weird ass handles?
First, you read it to yourself. Make sure it's not anything that's gonna.
Wisconsin? I mean, I don't even know what this is. We hired Pee Wee Herman. He says.
Yeah, that was.
But
yeah,
you know what
he does
Pee Wee
look
Herman
like him.
was? Pee Wee Herman was highly successful.
Yeah.
Sure.
He had a big movie about it.
Well,
And then he went to the park, and it all went downhill.
That's enough.
Okay,
That's enough.
that wasn't Pee Wee Herman. That was the actor. All right, we got to separate the character of Pee Wee
Art from the artist.
with the art. Yeah, the art. Things went south.
Austin says everybody needs to quit their whining. Nobody has a clue how this is going to turn out. Y'all said the same thing about Halfley. Leonhard hasn't done anything except be from Wisconsin.
Well, we didn't say that about Halfley.
Oh, we were pretty excited about him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, because, but this is going to be a huge test, right?
Right.
And I think it's going to be a
What,
huge
the
test
opening
for
press
Halfley.
conference?
Well, Matt's, in fairness,
I'm gonna be locked in.
Matt's opening press conference was pretty terrible.
Yes.
He didn't make any pew 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 noises. He didn't do that. But it was, I guess it got up to that point where it was rather awkward for LaFleur. But Halfley, without a doubt, can control a room. He can win you over. The results on the field, especially at the end of the year, like Halfley was a big part of that. And yeah, he looks great now. We'll wait and see what happens in Miami. The sound we have of Jonathan Gannon's not great. But the last time he was a defensive coordinator,
He was good.
he was damn good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. I'm not out on him. I think it's funny.
You're not?
I don't think he's
Could have fooled me.
I don't think he's necessarily command the room, lead people.
But maybe we send somebody else up on Thursdays.
Yeah, I do
have somebody else do those weekly press conferences.
One interesting thing: there's a beat writer in Dallas who went on a podcast, and if we know anything about Dallas, they kind of just tell everything to everyone because that's Jerry. They said the one issue they had and they were uncertain about, and the reason they didn't make the hire is they don't know if he's good at communicating to his players. They believe in his mind and his ability to scheme up a defense, but translating that to the players, they said, was a concern for them, which I think is probably something we have to keep in the back of our mind.
Please
But it's
just
also
come dressed
Dallas, so I don't know how much I trust what they have to think.
Please just come dressed as Spock to his first introduction to Green Bay.
I mean, again,
Explosives.
you could have a million
Shots.
interactions, and that one happens to get caught on camera, right? It's just very unlucky. It's just very unlucky.
Is it though? Because here's the thing.
No, it's
Here's
unlucky
the
that
thing,
Joshy
Jen.
keeps playing it on the morning that we're trying to get people behind the new defensive coordinator.
When you and I've seen a bunch of this video now from Jeff Halfley. When you get hired to be a new head coach, teams want the social content. So they got cameras everywhere from the second you step into the building to when you leave. So he knew cameras were around. He just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I love it.
You never default to lasers. Never.
Now he knows, Josh. Maybe he didn't know that before. Now he does.
Yeah, exactly. Learn from the mistakes, right? That's the goal. We got to take a break here on Jen Gabichewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to, including his defensive philosophy, some of the things that he has carried from place to place. We'll try to dive in a little bit more on Jonathan Gannon. There was some drama over the weekend with your Milwaukee Bucks. We'll talk about that. And to cheer or boo Micah Parsons. I want to get into that as the show goes on, because I got to be honest, guys. I've been debating this in my head ever since I saw the clip on social media. All that and more on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 still tied up. We did have that accident in the stadium interchange that had the right lane blocked. That one's been cleared, but now we've got another one right about at 25th Street. That one has the left lane blocked. So a bit of a gauntlet this morning. It's going to be tight all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard, though. Eastbound's a bit tight from 76th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. A cold weather advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 48 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like roadside assistance?
Oh yeah, Progressive offers that.
Great. Do you have plans Saturday? My cousin canceled and I'd love to have someone to ride with.
Actually, we just do insurance, not riding buddies.
Cool, let's meet at noon. Actually, scratch that. 10 a.m., you and me, breakfast at a diner.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
Okay, so if you beat me there, get me the lumberjack special. We can share.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
AdventKnows.com. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Big hurt.
I heard that's like,
Ron and the Key weighing in saying you guys should slow down before you take on a sponsor.
Here I am.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the studio, kitchen, and cocktails. It's Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. You got to start your day with breakfast. It fuels you, and then stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. Flavors and beverages for every mood. It's the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social at the studio, kitchen, and cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. Reaction rolling in fast and furious this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy to the news that the Packers have hired Jonathan Gannon, former Arizona Cardinals head coach, as their defensive coordinator. And so I was just curious, like a little background on the guy. Apparently he played defensive back at Louisville, 2002. He had a hip injury that ended his playing career. And then he basically became a defensive quality control coach for the Falcons, then the Titans, then the Vikings. He was also assistant defensive backs coach. He went to the Indianapolis Colts in 2018. He was there for a few seasons coaching the defensive backs. And then he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's where most people know him from. He was there in 2021 and 2022. One of those seasons, he oversaw a top 10 defense. So I got to be honest with you guys. There's not a lot of success here if you're looking strictly at the resume and the units he oversaw. That, I think, is probably why people are a little bit nervous about Jonathan Gannon being the new defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. Fair or unfair, Gabe?
I'd say that's unfair because what success are you going to point to for Jim Leonhard? Right? Because that's the one everyone's going to bring up. Because everybody loves Jimmy because he's from here, went to Wisconsin, want to bring that Wisconsin boy back. But Jim Leonhard doesn't have this huge track record of success in the NFL. Yeah, neither did Hafley. Like, especially, but Chewy, BC stunk under Hafley.
It didn't stink. I mean, you're going to stink when you go there because you can only be so good.
Hey, now, we weren't that bad.
But even at Ohio State, wasn't he co-defensive coordinator before he went to Boston College?
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, you could say that pretty much about anybody, I guess. They're going to have their warts. But what he did in Philly that one year was pretty impressive.
Hafley is a head coach at BC, 6-5, 6-6, 3-9, 7-6.
Okay, that sounds like when I played.
They went to 3 bowls. Does it do anything for you that defense completely fell apart with a lot of the same players the year after he left in Philly? Because they went from one of the best defenses to literally one of the worst. In 2022, they were 8th in scoring, 2nd in yards, 1st in passing yards. The following season, they dropped all the way down to 30th in points, 26th in yards, 31st in passing yards. And a lot of the same guys were still there. It's not like, Gannon left. No, there are a lot of the same players that were on the Super Bowl team. Again, they lost that Super Bowl from the year before, and they fell apart when Gannon left to become the head coach, to the point where they had to fire that guy and then bring in Vic Fangio in 2024.
Yeah, says some.
I do like this comment, though, from Aaron on the YouTube stream. Remember, you can always communicate with the show on the YouTube stream or the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. He says, this team needs accountability and discipline and leadership. Matt doesn't bring that to this team. Now, taking away the detail about Matt LaFleur, there is something to be said there for the discipline, accountability, and leadership. We have talked about how they want to be the youngest team in the league. They want to be one of the youngest teams in the league. That is a Brian Gutekunst thing because he believes that youth, from a physical standpoint, from a health standpoint, is better than guys who have too much tread on their tires.
Whoops.
Chew, do you agree that it is up to that defensive coordinator to extend some accountability? You had issue with the Jair Alexander situation. You've had issue with some of the ways that Keyshawn Nixon, some of the ways that these things have been handled or not handled, to be more accurate. Do you think that falls on Jonathan Gannon's shoulders, and is that maybe an area you'd like to see him exert some power, exert some control?
Yeah, I mean, the stupid stuff has to stop, like Keyshawn getting way too many personal fouls, The assignment, I could never understand. I mean, you're going to screw up every now and then just because it happens, but to continually make mistakes defensively, be out of alignment, things like that. I mean, I'm looking back to Hafley. I actually thought he would have been more aggressive coming out of Boston College. That would maybe be one of my criticisms. Even with Micah Parsons, I mean, you were clearly halfway to the back end of the season. You were getting no help from the DNs there. It was just all Micah. So was he a little bit too conservative? Yeah, maybe for me. I don't know. I'm a blitz guy.
Yeah.
Gabe, I've just always been a blitz, not reckless blitz.
Yeah.
But an exotic blitz that you have a package for maybe every game where you go like, whoa, that was a really well drawn up defensive blitz.
Then I think you're going to be.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think you're going to be disappointed. Now, Hafley did more of that, I would say, Chew, in year one when they didn't have Micah. Right, and they'd bring like 6 guys up to the line of scrimmage. Now you got to guess which ones are coming. And a lot of times they drop 2 guys out, and they would be able to kind of confuse the offensive line and get home that way. That's how they simulated pressure. That's the only way they could get pressure without Micah Parsons in 2024. But it seems like, again, whatever defensive coordinator's been here under Matt LaFleur, LaFleur is preferring guys that are, hey, we're going to limit explosive plays, pew, 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 and we want to keep everybody in front of us, right? Like that's, and I think that's what Gannon is going to be. How Gannon accomplishes that, I think that's what that's where he is going to be coming from. So I don't know if you're going to see that aggressive Brian Flores style Because I know you were a big Brian Flores guy. I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing here.
I don't know. I just think they have the linebackers that do it. Their linebackers are pretty athletic, and I don't know what happens with Quay, but they're pretty athletic guys that can run. I just didn't think they maximized what they could do with the linebackers this past year, and I'd like to see a little bit more.
There is an intellect element to that, though, as well, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you have these physical specimens, it's very rare to have somebody who is a physical specimen but also really, really smart. I wonder sometimes if they worry about selling out, if they don't have, I'm trying to be delicate with my words. I don't know if you can tell. But, like, it's one thing to have a guy who just goes there and, Quay Walker, for instance, right? We all have seen from a physicality standpoint what he can do. And then they gave him the dot. So obviously they must trust him in that role. But there's sometimes where I wonder if they're just not able to see the field as well, see what's happening as well, anticipate as well as some of these other guys who might not have the physical prowess that they have. The hits principle is something you better get used to with Jonathan Gannon. Apparently the hits principle is something he has taken with him at every stop. It's hustle, intensity, takeaways, and smart plays. It's his mantra with the Eagles. And again, this guy, he seems like a dork. Yeah, I knew.
I wish it was Shots.
I knew it was coming. Shots, SHOTS. Yeah.
Shots.
There's nothing I can say that's going to overcome.
No, because anytime I say shots or explosives, I'm going to make the noise now.
Shoo, 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 shoo. It's not even a pew pew.
No, it's not a pew
pew. It's a shoom shoom. Shoom shoom.
You went full lasers. You can't go full lasers. Everybody knows. Full lasers.
Oh, man. We got somebody on the YouTube stream who says, great. We got eyebrows and we got lasers. Well,
Hey, lasers are good. You want lasers on your side. You don't want lasers against you.
Okay, Dr. Evil, relax over there, okay? Can we get some freaking laser beams? That's what we have happening over here.
Shot. It's so funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Why they say it like that?
The way he says it and why he says it is beyond me.
How about you don't, Johnny don't?
We have to take a break. This is quickly going off the rails. I'm over here trying to give people some hope, some optimism about the new defensive coordinator. Fighting for my life over here, you guys. I'm fighting for my life over here. We'll take a break.
With that. It's a funny clip.
Roll on right after this.
Shots.
Weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune into Here District. Marcus Johnson, Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world, and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now, Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays on westbound 94. As you might imagine, we do have this crash at 25th Street, so careful with that. But then more backups from 27th all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we're slowing down from just before 84th Street, almost to Hawley Road. Other than that, right now, we're looking at a pretty good ride. We have one broken down vehicle on 41 southbound, right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road. It's off on the right shoulder, but kind of in a weird spot. You want to be extra careful. Keep your eyes open for that one. Otherwise, maybe a little bit of bunching northbound on 4394 heading into the Oklahoma Avenue area. Traffic is brought to you by Monster Jam, coming to Fiserv Forum this Saturday and Sunday. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com and watch Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and other featured Monster Jam trucks. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a cold weather advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon today. Becoming sunny and cold, a high of 12 with a wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. Tonight, rising temperatures, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 11. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party. In healthcare, change is constant. Fifth Third Bank helps organizations navigate that change with local expertise and comprehensive financial solutions. From capital structure optimization to revenue cycle support and commercial payment tools, Fifth Third empowers sustainable growth. For nearly 20 years, the Milwaukee team has partnered with healthcare and not-for-profit organizations, building trusted, long-term relationships. Experience the difference only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey team, Wendy here. If you're looking to consolidate your high-interest credit card debt with a personal loan, take a look at SoFi Stats. A SoFi personal loan comes with low fixed rates, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. That looks good on paper, but SoFi also passes the eye test. Having helped its members pay off over $33 billion in debt to date, score. View your rate for a SoFi personal loan at SoFi.com/stats today. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/stats. NMLS 696891.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's two things she counts in the house. One of the pictures. What do you think the other one is?
Firearms.
Viagra.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Continuing to discuss the hiring of Jonathan Gannon as defensive coordinator, but also recognizing that Packers might not be done. What was the report? What was the information Joshy gave? There was information out there that there might be more moves. There might be more things happening behind the scenes at 1265.
So from Rob Demovsky's article that he wrote about the hiring of Jonathan Gannon, If you didn't make it all the way to the end, there was a little something there at the end of the article, basically saying that there are more changes that the Packers might not be done in terms of, hey, they had this coordinator opening, and now that might not be it.
Spidey sense going off. What do you think it is? If you had to guess,
I would say offensive coordinator is still on the board for the Packers. If the Packers aren't going to be done, just based on the way we have heard people come out and defend Rich Bisaccia, it makes me think that that's not the guy. Then you factor in Adam Stenavich has been going on. He went on, some of these interviews to become an offensive coordinator at different places. And it kind of feels like it's either when Matt LaFleur was in Tennessee, where he was going to get fired if he didn't end up with the Packers head coaching job, which he did, by Mike Vrabel. And kind of what you just saw play out in Kansas City as well, where Matt Nagy was going on a bunch of different interviews, ultimately decided, hey, we're going to bring back Eric Bieniemy instead as our offensive coordinator. So I think that's what we're looking at of, hey, we're hoping that he gets one of these jobs so we don't have to fire him, but it feels like they're going to be parting ways and looking for a new OC.
Now, Chewy, this is all speculation, but follow this hypothetical train with me. The exact verbiage from Rob Demovsky's article is LaFleur is, quote, still working through an additional change to his coaching staff. How do we feel about an organization / coaching staff that might not want to fire a guy, might be hopeful that he gets another job so that they don't have to? Because I got to tell you, it doesn't read great.
No, well, I see that Steno's going to Tennessee.
To interview.
But he will be the play caller. He's not the play caller, obviously,
Correct.
in Green Bay. So my guess is LaFleur's like, I mean, no one likes firing a guy, but if there's an opportunity for him, because he could have blocked it. He could have blocked the interview because it's a lateral move, but he's probably just hoping that he catches on somewhere else so it's nice and clean and he doesn't have to worry about firing. It's just, who do you bring in next?
Well, and I think that's why you can take your time here. It's going to be hard to attract a cream of the crop. I know, oh man, Mike McDaniel, what if he was the Packers OC? He wasn't going to come here unless he was going to call the plays. And I don't think LaFleur is giving up the play calling. So I think it's tougher to attract like those really top minds that are on like a coaching track, because if you're coming here and not calling the plays, like your head's kind of hitting a little bit of a ceiling there in terms of your own growth. So I don't think you're attracting like the cream of the crop for this position.
Like, I think there's more to the Nagy thing in Kansas City.
What do you mean?
So he's interviewing for jobs, but why would why would Andy
Wow,
let him?
so much Freudian right there. Holy moly. You confuse Andy Reid with Angie, your wife.
They're both mean.
I think one swears more than the other.
But there's, Nagy was obviously there before he took the Chicago job, so Andy liked him then. And Nagy called plays where he brings back Bieniemy, who never called plays. Mm-hmm. His when he did in Washington, it was a disaster. So there's something more to that. Whether is Andy threatened by him? Because there are, you have a season like that, people call for heads. I mean, it's a small group.
Andy's head.
They were.
Again,
vocal minority. I get it, but I'm just saying there is a small percentage of people that were doing that.
Based on some of the player reaction I saw on social media, how excited they were about Bieniemy coming back, I think it had more to do with...
Yeah, that's like Kelsey and Mahomes love him, and it looks like the next year will probably be the final run of those two all together. Like, Travis Kelsey's time's coming to an end soon here. I think it's good process to allow coaches to go out before you fire them and make sure they're not going to get hired elsewhere. Because that's signaling to everyone else, like, hey, we're not going to sell you out. We're going to allow you, we're going to have the good reputation before firing you and then go, okay, now go apply for the Titans job.
As long as it doesn't put you behind the 8 ball.
Correct.
I just don't know
I don't think it does. Because again, you're not getting the Mike McDaniels of the world to be the offensive coordinator in Green Bay because they're not calling.
You're going to have to get creative.
But Gabe, McDaniel wouldn't take it.
That's what I'm saying.
What coordinator?
That's why I'm saying the Packers taking their time in this instance, Chew.
Yeah.
Because this job isn't, to me, as in demand as the Packers defensive coordinator, the job, right? Because you're calling the plays. You're working with Micah Parsons and Xavier McKinney. Like, there are some pieces there that make the job intriguing. For the offensive coordinator job, like, you're taking... Again, in terms of pecking order, you're pretty far down in terms of the cream of the crop offensive coordinators because you're not calling the plays.
Right, because the offensive coordinators don't necessarily want to be offensive coordinators forever, right? They want to use it as a stepping stone to be a head coach, and people who are hiring head coaches want to see how you call plays.
Yeah,
want to see how you run an offense.
It seems like you take one of those pass game coordinators, like the guy from the Rams, Nate Scheelhaas, and give him that position, and then that's a stepping stone to then prove yourself further.
Yeah, I just don't know how willing a Nagy is to come here and essentially be demoted because he wouldn't be calling them.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, though, guys, because this has been something that's been bugging me about the Adam Stenavich thing. Is it fair to make him the scapegoat for what you perceive to be a boring and generic offense or whatever your issues were with the offense this past year or during his tenure? You guys just said he doesn't call plays. Like, what exactly are Adam Stanovich's responsibilities offensively? And then how all of a sudden is he then being blamed for an underwhelming, underperforming offense. Like, it feels a little conflicted, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, do you want changes or not? Do you want new ideas in there or not? That's the question.
You know what?
If you want new ideas, then you fire him and bring somebody who's going to give new ideas, because LaFleur's not getting fired.
No, I know, but LaFleur would probably love to have him as O-line coach, and then he might get rid of Butkus. But that ain't happening.
I think he would love that. But
that ain't going to happen, because I saw a report that Hafley wants him in Miami, but as the O-line coach. He doesn't want him as a coordinator.
Yeah, because he was a great O-line coach.
Well, they already have a coordinator. Didn't they promote from within? Didn't Miami announce? Why do I feel like Miami has already hired an offensive coordinator?
The young guy that was with the Texans that got fired.
Oh, the young guy, yeah. Dawson? I'm Googling. Shannon Dawson is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Miami Hurricanes. Okay. God bless America.
Getting some wires crossed over there, right?
In the league. Yeah.
Bobby Slowick.
Oh, yeah, they got Slowick.
Yes.
Yeah. What? See, you got to be real specific with your Google searches. That's what that reminds us of. I put in Miami offensive coordinator. Who knew it would default to the Hurricanes? So they already have an offensive coordinator is the point of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so if they were interested in Stenovich, it would probably be for the offensive line position.
So Steno would have to not get the job in Tennessee, get fired by the Packers before he goes in. Because I can't imagine, I just can't imagine the Packers go, hey, Steno, we love you, bud. You can't be the OC here anymore. You want to be the offensive line coach? That's not a conversation that can happen.
No.
But if you're so averse to having the firing conversation, maybe that does feel like a better door to go through. Hey, we're not going to fire you. We're just going to
demote you.
Yeah, hey, but you get to still be here. We can still hang. Beers on Fridays.
And then when he says, no, you have to fire him anyway.
Why would he say no?
I don't know. Would you say no to a demotion?
Sometimes you have no choice. I'm going to be real honest with you, Gabe. Sometimes you show up and they go, hey, we're going to have you report from New York this year instead of host. And you go, is this a demotion? And they go, no, it's just a better use of your talents. Feels like a demotion. No, I swear to God, it's not a demotion. Okay, whatever you say. Hypothetically speaking,
Hypothetically, yeah. I mean, but Steno would have other options, I guess, is the issue.
All right, that felt hurtful. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. A lot of stuff to still get to, including, are you cheering for Micah Parsons, even though he's cheering for the other team? I want to dive into this because I really don't know the right answer here. We'll get into that as Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank are experienced and reliable, but they're also constantly innovating. Might seem contradictory, but the Fifth Third team does just that. They handle over 17 trillion, that's trillion with a T, dollars in payments smoothly and effectively each and every year. And they were also named one of America's most innovative companies by Fortune magazine. After all, it's what commercial payments are all about. Steady, reliable expertise that keeps money flowing in and out like clockwork. But commercial payments are also about building new and disruptive solutions. So Fifth Third does that too. That's your commercial payments, a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We need the final end here.
Yes, we do, Jason.
Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben Brust.
KVN.
I just believe that this team is getting closer. And when you keep a coach here, that means we consistently know what the floor is going to be. And once you get into the playoffs, you have to win. You have a chance to pop through it.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead senior and Minnesota commit Natalie Kussow. Kussow etched her name into the record books, becoming the all-time leading scorer in Waukesha County girls basketball history. She followed the record-breaking milestone with a dominant performance in Arrowhead's 77-41 win over Muskego, finishing with 33 points as the Warhawks improved to a perfect 13-0 on the season. Already a Wisconsin Gatorade Player of the Year and a contributor to a state championship track and field team, Kussow continues to lead one of the top programs in Wisconsin while preparing to join the University of Minnesota next season. Congratulations to Natalie Kussow, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But she doesn't know every now and then I got the blammer coming up and I'll let you use my tractor for 2 of the blue things. Which I think's a pretty good deal. Which gets me in trouble.
You got a Viagra ring?
On 94.5 ESPN.
I'm sure you saw this weekend on social media that Micah Parsons was at the Kohl Center watching Wisconsin hockey take on Penn State. Micah Parsons, of course, a member of the Green Bay Packers. Micah Parsons, of course, went to Penn State. So Micah Parsons was wearing a Penn State sweater to the game. And they show him on the Jumbotron. And what I loved about the social media reaction was people were genuinely conflicted about how to respond, right? Because on one hand, it's Micah freaking Parsons, okay? I want to cheer for that guy every single moment of every single day because he's a member of the green and gold and because of what he does, what he brings to that defensive unit. But on the other hand, he's wearing a Penn State sweater. And if you're a Wisconsin fan, you're not rooting for Penn State. So, Gabe, put yourself in the arena, put yourself in the rink that night. What are you doing?
Oh, you're cheering Micah Parsons. He's not playing for Penn State. He just went there. Who cares if he's wearing a Penn State sweater to the game? You don't boo that. And under no circumstances should you be booing Micah Parsons. If you don't want to cheer because he's wearing a Penn State sweater, fine. But you don't have to cross the line into booing. You either cheer him or you sit on your hands. Because, again, he's not playing in the game. He didn't play hockey. He just happens to be a Penn State guy living in Wisconsin, so he went to go check that out. Which, by the way, he also went in the locker room after and did a whole thing with them.
But in that moment, he's representing Penn State, right? And so, trying to make it a black and white issue, which is hard to do because of all the crossover. In that moment, when he's wearing the Penn State thing, I'm conflicted about cheering for Penn State vicariously through him, Joshy.
There is a part of me and I don't know if Micah has the standing where I think he would probably take the booing as like funny. Like if people are, like boo you now, obviously we love you, but like you're representing the other team. So that would be like my thought, but I don't know if he would take it that way right away. We don't have enough time with him because like I feel like an Aaron Rodgers year 12, if he shows up in a Kale thing at a basketball game, now he wouldn't obviously because he was such a Badger fan, but like that situation, I think that everyone would understand we were kind of doing a thing here. We were making a joke. We were doing it funny.
It's very simple. If when they show him on the Jumbotron and Wisconsin is winning, you cheer him. If you show him on the Jumbotron and Penn State's winning, you boo him.
You call him Penn
Very
State?
simple.
What?
Penn State.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was like a nickname thing I was unaware of.
Yeah. So
like Laser Boy.
the Badgers lost, so you boo them. Simple. No? It's not that simple?
Again, Joshy makes a really good point. Again, he has been here not long enough. I am just going to cheer him.
There is a part of me, too, though, like, he's Micah freaking Parsons. Everyone knows, every Packer fan loves him. like there's nothing he's done for us to even think about genuinely booing him.
I love we got
what if it
people
was
weighing
Minnesota, though? What if it was Minnesota?
That's
Penn State's
Boo
not
Birds
really
come
a
out
rival.
Yeah, I mean, Boo Birds are going to come out automatically, but like, who cares? Like if that's where you went to school, it's where you went to school.
Fair.
Mr. Fantasy weighing in saying it's just cool that he's even in the building. I do love the people who don't recognize. Chris says this is a non-issue, Jen. Yeah, no kidding. In the grand scheme of things, it's obviously a non-issue. I'm just saying that in the moment, if you're in the arena, I feel like you're that Larry David meme where you're like,
Can I break some news? A lot of the stuff we do here.
Pretty non-consequential.
Yeah.
Just trying to give you a chuckle in the morning, man. Let me pull back the curtain real quick for you, all right?
A lot of non-issues.
Pull it back and get back to business.
Non-issue. Non-issue.
Shots. Explosives.
What about the shots? Explosives. Is that an issue?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Not going to.
I figured I'd ask for clarification.
I do have an idea, though. If you were the PA guy, if you were the one directing the broadcast, you could have gotten a moment out of this by starting just on his head, right? So you can't see what he's wearing, and you start it, and you're like, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Micah Parsons to the Kohl Center. Woo! And then you slowly zoom out to show him wearing the Penn State and then see if there's a change in the reaction, right? Like that would have been a good, kind of a heel turn moment at the Kohl Center. I agree. Very cool that he was taking in some local hockey. Badgers did end up falling to Penn State in that game, but cool to see our guys roaming around the state, taking in other action. Again, it's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It's just, would you cheer for Micah Parsons at the Badgers hockey game if he's wearing a Penn State sweater?
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you booed, you're not a bad person either. Again, rather.
We'll still invite you to the barbecue. Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to, including Rob Demovsky, who's going to join the show in the second hour. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got more broken down vehicles than anything else. They're just all over the place, and they are basically out of traffic. So one on 41, one on 43 near Capitol, another one on 94 out past Brookfield Road, and the other one near the airport. But again, these are all out of traffic, not really causing the issues. What is heavier volume? Yeah. Westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange, heavy there. And then from the county line all the way past Calhoun. Eastbound slow from Highway 16 to about Springdale Road, and again right past Brookfield Road. And then on the brakes again from 92nd Street to about 68th. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Time to get a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors. Order at kringle.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a cold weather advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon today. Becoming sunny and cold, a high of 12 with a wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. Tonight, rising temperatures, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 11. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
We will talk to Rob Demovsky the bottom of the hour. If we want, of course, you can catch up on Rob's thoughts. He has an article on ESPN.com. But Rob Demovsky did, I assume, who did he talk to? Did he talk to Sunday Karma yesterday? Who did Rob Demovsky talk to about the Gannon hire?
This was SportsCenter.
Well, let's hear from Rob Demovsky on SportsCenter, big time, talking about the Gannon hire in Green Bay.
Here's what Packers head coach Matt LaFleur liked about Jonathan Gannon, his new defensive coordinator. Like Jeff Hafley before him in Green Bay, Gannon comes with previous head coaching experience. A source said that LaFleur loves the idea of having someone who has sat in that chair. Now, LaFleur could have waited to try to talk to Denver Broncos assistant Jim Leonhard, the former University of Wisconsin star player and coach, but by then the fear was that Gannon might be off the market. According to a source, both Jim and John Harbaugh were interested in talking to Gannon about their defensive coordinator openings. Gannon's record in Arizona as a head coach was not great, but his track record as a defensive coordinator previously with the Eagles was, and LaFleur has called plays against him several times as a head coach and clearly came away impressed.
Shots, explosives.
Didn't you say you had another video you wanted to play of Gannon? Can we get you to pivot to that one at least, Joshy?
Yeah, this is not a video. This is just some audio from the video's not as good for this one, but this is, just listen.
Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut? Did you?
We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for a reason to win games.
So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast.
How many NFL players do you think take the bus?
Zero?
Are you saying he's disconnected from players he might be coaching?
Maybe.
Is he talking about to the stadium?
Yes. Yes, that is correct.
They were at a team meeting.
Well, everybody to away games, right, Chew?
Yeah, but then you got to pay for an Uber or a cab. Why don't you just take the bus?
Yeah, 100%. Well, you're a cheapskate anyway, so you take the bus. I'm actually more not attracted to. I'm going to hone in on the fire in the gut, because that to me sounds like a tummy problem, like a tummy issue.
Yeah, but his delivery is terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't
awful.
feel like he believes what he's saying there.
Yes.
You got fire in your gut.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chew, do you? You got fire in your gut?
No, he hasn't had a Works pizza in a while.
One of the
Maybe
Bears
that's
playing
what he
again.
was interested in. He was wondering, does anybody have any gastrointestinal issues today? I got some Tums in my bag if you need them. Maybe he's just looking out. Again, benefit of the doubt. I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I want him to start out on the right foot. I want to believe that he's going to take these weapons that we have in Green Bay defensively, and he's going to turn it into one of the more dominant, intense, scary defenses in the NFL. That's what I want to believe. And you guys are telling me that based on what he did in Philadelphia, that's a possibility. So that's what I'm going to cling to. I'm not going to do the shoom, shoom, shoom thing. I'm going to do the shoom, 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 shoom.
Seems like you just did the shoom, shoom.
You know what? In college, you kind of listen to the rah-rah speech of the coach, and that got you going a little bit. In the pros, you don't listen at all.
This guy has only been in the pros, if we're being honest, right? I mentioned earlier in his resume, he played at Louisville, got hurt, became a defensive quality control guy almost immediately in the league, sat there with that position for a few years, and then, as we mentioned, went to Indianapolis, then Philadelphia, then became the head coach in Arizona. Underwhelming performances there. Now the defensive coordinator in Green Bay. We are cooked, says Dark City. Again, Joshy, the damage you are doing with that video this morning is irreparable, okay? I just want you to know.
Let's be clear here. I've damaged myself this way. I've watched these videos over and over again. I watched them when he got hired. And this is the only thing I can think of when Jonathan Gannon's name comes up. So I guess I apologize for doing to you all what I did to myself.
Michael Scott is the perfect comparison, says Matthew. I think that came from Neck as well. He's the Michael Scott of coaches.
And look, I mean, if we're going to be honest, Michael Scott ended up having a pretty productive and successful career. Was it unorthodox?
Who are you talking about?
The Office.
The Office. The boss from The Office.
I don't watch
Steve
that
Carell.
Show's terrible. Stop competing with Seinfeld. Seinfeld's the best show ever. Don't give me this Office crap.
They don't have any similarities.
I don't think they were competing.
Other than being a sitcom
and airing on NBC. That's it. That's where the comparisons end. But look, he can still have success. And look, I'm looking forward to the Packers getting off to a hot start on defense and us making those noises.
Is that the guy that came on with me, Brett, and Frank, and I had no idea who he was?
No, because you know who Steve Carell is.
Yes.
And you were on with, he played Kevin in The Office.
And what's his name?
Brian. Brian Baumgartner? Baumgartner, something like that. Baumgartner, yeah.
And he's a huge Packers fan, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, the problem was we were supposed to have Larry someone. Help me. Larry the plumber?
Larry the cable guy?
Larry the cable guy.
Wow.
Well, I believe he's also a Packers fan.
And then all of a sudden this guy comes on, and I'm like, well, it's no, because I would have known who Larry the cable guy is.
Would you have?
Huh?
Would you have?
He would have pretended.
No, I would have known him.
Your voice going to that octave makes me not believe you.
I mean, there is a percentage game.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
But, percentage, I think, was in my favor.
I'm guessing
35.
I'm guessing
45,
Brett would have
35.
known Larry the Cable Guy. If I had to guess, they've probably appeared in a couple of the same things before.
Speaking of guessing, when do we think that the press conference is going to be? They still haven't announced it officially, so
Never?
I think they're stalling. At
this point.
I think they're stalling.
They're going to make a, what do you call that? Strategic decision.
They're going to go the way of Charles Woodson here and never actually announce it.
They're stalling.
Rob already reported it. The people know. We don't need to put out a press release or have a press conference.
Jim
They're
Wing
stalling because it's a 5-year deal. That's why.
My guess is, are you talking about Matt LaFleur's deal?
Yeah.
We still haven't figured out the terms of it. I did hear numbers over the weekend, though. Did you guys hear 15, 16, 17, sort of in that range?
Well, that's what everybody was assuming. 15-ish.
I heard 16.
Yeah, which would be in the ballpark.
Per year. There was something I wanted to reference here and they're just moving so quickly, sometimes I lose it.
You want me to riff while you find it?
No, it's fine.
Pew, pew.
Oh, that's what you're going to go to? Yeah.
Explosives.
Shocking development. The reputation on Gannon is this. He doesn't make it complicated. He leans into his leaders, which he will do with Parsons, McKinney, etc., which actually gives me more hope. When you recognize that you have greatness around you, when you recognize that you have talent that can take over a game, don't overcomplicate it. Just get those guys in a position to make plays to help your defense win and get off the field, right? Like, I feel like if that's the book on him, if that's what they're saying about him, He was tight with players in Philadelphia, tight with the superstars in Philadelphia. He'll find a way to connect with their superstars in Green Bay and put them in positions to succeed. But every caveat I see says, but he's a huge dork. So you got to wrap your brain around that. You got to get past that. You got to, just accept the fact that this is who the guy is, but that he's going to put the defense in a position to succeed. 800-990-3776 if you want to weigh in. People are absolutely weighing in. Oh, it was that Jim Leonhard did not get an opportunity because Gannon was LaFleur's first choice. Yes, that is what I heard as well, that from the jump, from the moment that they knew Hafley was going to get a head coaching job, that Matt LaFleur was interested in Jonathan Gannon first and foremost, and if he could get him, he was going to nab him. Did do the interviews, did do the Al Harris interviews, did bring some other guys in, but that this was a guy that he really wanted to align with. And to your point, Gabe, you said it or Demovsky said it, LaFleur has coached against him, right? You see a lot about what a guy is when you have a tough time beating him head-to-head one-on-one. That might have sealed the deal for Matt LaFleur.
Yeah,
he might have been like, this was so tough for me to scheme against. I want that guy on my sideline.
Yeah, and again, it makes sense if Gannon was the top choice. That's why you don't speak. If Jim was the top choice, he would have waited to speak with Jim and would have thought, hey, this is worth it because that guy's my top choice. If I lose out on Gannon, hopefully we can still get Leonhard. But if Gannon's the top choice, that's the reason why you move on it.
Can I enter something into the conversation here?
Is it going to be another sound effect?
No sound effects, but this is from the Mina Kimes podcast when she was talking about Jonathan Gannon's career and how things went in Arizona.
I have a Cardinal stat that might blow your mind. In the first 3 quarters, the Cardinals defense is first league-wide in EPA.
All right, stop the clip right there. Just go ahead and stop
in
the
the
clip.
fourth quarter alone, they dropped to 27th.
When I run back through their games in my mind, they were kind of bad in the fourth quarter.
All right, so
the same thing we had.
Play really well in the first 3 quarters. You don't have to worry about the fourth quarter.
We tried this.
2026 Packers.
What is EPA?
Expected points added.
It's so stupid. I'm so sick. Baseball wrecked everything with these stupid analytics.
You really don't like advanced stats, do you?
I don't, because they're stupid. They're just dumb.
Are they stupid because they're hard to understand?
Partly.
Partly.
I mean, EPA, what's the EPA?
Explosives.
EPA is Environmental
Protection
Police
Agency?
Authority? What?
Protection Agency?
Is that EPA?
As far as I'm aware. Last I checked.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, not expected points on arrival or whatever.
We all know
the hell it is.
you're conferring with the EPA a lot of things.
Are we sure he's not confusing it with ETA? He just mentioned arrival. I think
100%. 100%.
I think all of a sudden he's thinking about when his plane lands in Tampa. I love that Jaylian, who is a loyal listener, we love having Jaylian weigh in, just said, oh God, not Mina, when she literally just articulated a stat. Like no opinion whatsoever, no viewpoint, no personal, experience, just literally gave you a stat. And people are like, please, no, we don't want to hear it. Can you feel it? The thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. You know the feeling, and there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space, dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. You can become a legend at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. More information available online. Must be 21 years old to enter the casino.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We got backups pretty much all over. Southbound 43 right past Capitol Drive. Northbound 4394 out of the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound 41 slowing down from Burleigh all the way down to about Highway 100 or Mayfair Road. We've got eastbound 94 backing up from Highway 16 past Highway F. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way to Hawley Road and again through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side from 30th Street to about Hawley Road. Back on the brakes from Highway 100 into Waukesha County. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast, a cold weather advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon today. Becoming sunny and cold, a high of 12 with a wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. Tonight, rising temperatures, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 11. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at The Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
Rick, tell Sarah about the practical joke you came up with.
Okay, Sarah, this is really great. Are you ready?
Rick, I'm always ready. I walk around in a constant state of readiness.
A man buys a woman a pair of diamond stud earrings from Kessler's.
So far, this doesn't sound like much of a practical joke. Be patient. He's not done yet.
And then on her birthday, or Valentine's Day, or Mother's Day, or Tuesday, he sneaks them out of her jewelry box and replaces them with a larger pair.
Well, as practical jokes go, this one sounds delightful, but it also sounds expensive. No, he bought them at Kessler's, remember?
When you buy diamond stud earrings from Kessler's,
And we have them for $180 to $24,000 a pair.
you always get 100% of the price you paid when you trade up for a larger pair.
He just pays the difference?
He just pays the difference.
I love practical jokes. When do I get my first pair? For the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. You know that saying, new year, new you. Well, how about new year, new home upgrade? Universal Windows Direct has a January offer that's all about starting strong and saving big. Right now, when you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free, and that's one of the biggest offers they've ever done, and with 0% interest financing for 60 months. You'll also get $1,000 off your entire project, plus a vacation voucher with every purchase. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Did you know that fact, though?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that fact?
Is that just a fact, Brig?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Chewy does. Chewy knows the most facts of anyone on the show.
He also knows the most fiction.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Look, you're trying to keep track of everything going on with the Green Bay Packers, trying to keep track of the NFL, trying to keep track of all of the things, and there's one place that you can do it. It's on the ESPN app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, what are you waiting for? Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today so that you can see everything happening today, tomorrow, the next day. There is no off season on the ESPN app. It's everything a fan needs to keep going. It is always in season. You can get all of ESPN in one place. It's the ESPN app. All right, so we talked a little bit about the Super Bowl because the stage is set, the teams are set. It is going to be Mike Vrabel and his Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And Gabe, feels like a good time for you to tell everybody your newfound opinion on Sam Darnold, because you have been very vocal in the past here on this program and others about being skeptical about his ability to win the big game. He goes out there last night, Seattle wins, punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. How do you feel today about Sam Darnold?
Yeah, he went out and proved it last night. He absolutely proved in the previous big games, right? He just had not come through for his team. Whether it was last year in those last 2 games for Minnesota, which ultimately cost him a ton of money, and maybe if he plays better in those games, he doesn't end up in Seattle to begin with.
Because guess what? In Minnesota, they are desperately seeking a quarterback.
Oh, I saw something about they might be interested in reuniting with Kirk Cousins.
The I don't want to say disdain, disappointment, whatever it is, between the head coach and the quarterback is growing by the moment. Kevin O'Connell can't stand J.J. McCarthy.
Really? Really? Wow.
Because he's no good, Chew.
That quarterback's going to get his coach fired. What's going to happen?
If they had a better quarterback, were they a playoff team?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Did you see Jonathan Greenard take to Twitter to just put out the ellipsis emoji moments after Sam Darnold made his way to the Super Bowl? You think that's about anything going on there?
Yeah. But again, he continued to grow. I mean, he played like crap the first two times our teams met. He threw 4 picks. Then he threw 2 picks the last time they met, but was great in the second half, leading them to a big comeback, which got that game in Seattle yesterday. And then he throws for nearly 350 yards, which is a career high, 346, career high, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, taking his team to the Super Bowl. It was the final step he needed to take, and it took him some games and some experience to get there, but he finally played great in a big game.
This Super
when his team needed him.
This Super Bowl has zero juice for me. With the two teams combined, if I could name 6 players in total, I'd be shocked.
Oh, there's...
All right.
All right, Sam Darnold, Drake May.
Okay, we got 2.
Njigba.
That counts.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. 3.
Diggs.
4.
Well, I don't get Charbonnet because he's out.
He's still on the roster. I'll count it. I'll count it.
I don't know how you got the backup running back.
I thought he was the starter. The only reason I know is because he tore his ACL.
There's
and I saw that somewhere.
Michigan State running back.
No idea.
That would be Kenneth Walker.
Never
the
heard
third.
Of him. Oh, hold on. New England.
Come on.
New England.
You got to know one of the 2 tight ends.
Oh, Hunter Henry.
Didn't one of them go to Ohio State?
Who's the other one?
Austin
Hooper.
Never heard of him. Was he with Atlanta forever?
He was.
Yes.
So you have heard of him.
Okay.
Christian Gonzalez, their corner, one of the best.
I didn't know him. I saw he picked the ball off.
Packers did not draft him. Instead, they drafted Lucas Van Ness.
Oh, my gosh. And I've seen that all over the Carbless Talking text line this morning. People trying to remind us.
That and JSN was also
available
taken later.
Yeah.
Is Faust?
Hell, I know he didn't play, but Will McDonald would have been a better pick.
Is Foria still with Seattle?
Who? Say the name.
I don't know. Foria? The kid they traded from Iowa. They got him from Denver.
Christian Foria? Is that who we're talking about?
No, he was right. He can't name 6 players.
No, he did. He got to 6.
Oh, he did.
He did
Okay.
get to 6.
I was thinking Travion Henderson. Is he not on the Patriots
Yeah,
anymore?
he is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's where I was
I thought you
going.
said tight end.
Yeah.
They also have Cooper Kupp.
The Seahawks have Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Thought you might be a fan of Keyshawn Booty.
Just because of the name.
Yeah, correct. The wide receiver
Tariq
for the.
Woolen?
Yeah.
He got himself.
I said Drake May. Yeah. I got it.
The most annoying man in the NFL, Mac Hollins.
Never heard of him.
Put some shoes on, bro. Come on.
Is he a kicker?
No, he's a wide receiver.
Why doesn't he wear shoes?
He does not wear shoes to the stadium. It's like his thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He always wears a costume. He was doing the Warriors thing, the tapping of the bottles yesterday.
That's his
Get over
shtick.
yourself.
Yeah.
Didn't he show up as Fred Flintstone at Halloween?
Yeah, it's too much.
Mr. Fantasy said, I saw 56 tweets about LVN JSN. Yes, that was all over the place this weekend. So you got to pick? I mean, we got 2 weeks still. I guess my gut wants to go with Vrabel and Drake May. I don't know why. But again, I haven't really dove deep into these teams or dove deep into the matchup. I would love to see Mike Vrabel go out and win in his first year. Especially for a guy who was run out of town.
So much better.
The Seahawks are like the fact that it's only 3.5. I think is a mistake. Like, I might be driving over to Pato and throwing some money on Seattle.
You better do it before the line changes. Then.
Yeah, them to only be favored by 3.5. I think they're more of a complete team.
Will Russell Wilson be at the game wearing his own jersey?
No.
He won't be in the stadium.
Random thing to say.
You don't think he'll be in the stadium?
I do not.
I disagree. Huh?
Shots. Explosives.
I didn't know what to do.
This is gonna be your
Hey,
default
that's a good
setting
default.
from now on. Good
Yeah.
grief, man. Who do you want to win? Do you want Seattle to win? Or is that bode poorly for the Packers?
Whoever wins will be the 60th best team to ever win a Super Bowl.
Okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Here's what I will say, guys. Seeing Seattle in the Super Bowl does make me feel like the Packers missed another opportunity.
I agree.
It doesn't feel like this road, again, maybe I'm not giving credit where credit is earned or deserved, but it does feel like if you could have just taken care of business against the Bears, much like it was for the Patriots with Denver trotting out a backup quarterback, it sort of felt like this was a easy-ish road.
I think you're underrating how good the Seahawks are.
Really?
Yeah. Number one in the league in point differential. Their offense now with Sam Darnold operating like this, they were number 3 in points scored, number 1 in points allowed. Like this is just a team that's been pretty dominant, and because again the big question about them is Sam Darnold.
Yep.
He led the league in turnovers this year, and if he doesn't turn the ball over and plays like he did in this NFC Championship game, this is a really good team.
I'll give you one other angle. As a Packers fan, you want John Schneider to win another Super Bowl. Win another? Has he won one? He's won one.
Yeah, they won one.
Johnny
should have won a second one if his coach didn't want to make Chewy's boy Russell Wilson the star.
We know.
Yeah. Also,
run the ball.
In New England, Elliott Wolf.
Oh, great point.
Oh,
great point, Josh.
Yeah.
Huh?
Although I think people are more attached to Schneider than Wolf.
For a guy that was young and really hadn't done much, you heard a lot about Elliott Wolf when he was still here and when he was going elsewhere.
Last name Wolf.
Yes. But it seemed like it's sort of in the Jim Leonhard. It's a guy we know and recognize, so therefore we like him a lot. But it seems like, for all intents and purposes, he's done a pretty damn good job there.
Let's put that on the Jen Gabe and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. As a Packers fan, would you rather see John Schneider win the Super Bowl or Elliott Wolf? Guys, obviously, who have ties to Green Bay, who have gone through Green Bay. Maybe we're
part of the Ted Thompson tree.
Yes, maybe you could. Some might argue overlooked in Green Bay. Maybe again. Should have been given opportunities that they weren't given in Green Bay. I know Schneider went and...
Yeah, Schneider was in the middle of, when Ted was here, so that was no chance. But they interviewed Elliott when they decided to hire Gutey.
And Ron was so pissed he moved out of Green Bay. Sold his home.
I wonder how much... And this was something we wondered at the time as well, if he would have advised Elliott not to take the job. Because,
in Green Bay?
Yes.
Of course he would have.
Well, because they changed the parameters, Chew. Like, Ron didn't accept the job until he had control over the head coach.
Yeah.
Right? It had been offered to him a couple of years before, but it would have been the similar situation the Packers are in now. But then they flipped it, and that's when he accepted it under Bob Hartley.
But Ron's, when he did that, though, Gabe, Ron had a more impressive resume than
100%.
Elliott. Like you said, Elliott hadn't really done much.
But now Elliott finds himself having a lot of success in New England, running the football team. Even though he's not he's technically not the general manager, which is weird.
We put it on the. Go ahead, Chew.
New England's weird. Remember they didn't have an offensive coordinator. Belichick refused, and yeah, that's just weird.
We put it on the poll on the YouTube stream. We're putting it on the Jen Gabe and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll as well. As a Packers fan, would you rather see John Schneider or Elliott Wolf win the Super Bowl? Let us know. We got to take a break. We got to get to Rob Demovsky. Hopefully, Rob can fill us in on the Jonathan Gannon hire as defensive coordinator for the Green and Gold. That's next.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we do have some backups coming in from about Brookfield Road past Calhoun, back on the brakes from 84th Street to Holly Road, and again coming out of the Stadium interchange. Westbound 94, you got delays west of 27th Street, it's around 30th, all the way to, Mitchell Boulevard. Other than that, we're actually looking pretty good. However, we do have a crash on southbound 41 right about at North Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a cold weather advisory for all of southeast Wisconsin until noon today. Becoming sunny and cold, a high of 12 with a wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. Tonight, rising temperatures, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 11. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
The post-crib assembly press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a, just instead of a, huh.
Yeah. But that's all part of taking the training law.
I do, but it's just such funny noises.
Did this get sexual or something? I don't know about it. What the hell just happened?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Josh, I love the intros, but man, that's last year's intro.
ESPN's #1 source for green and gold information.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Once again, Rob.
He's cracking the whip.
We did this last time. You have to speak on the show for me to give you an intro.
You know what? You're right.
Our most musically inclined and bald guest.
I feel like a jerk. I really do. Like, that was terrible.
It's Rob Demovsky on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Our buddy Rob Demovsky has been all over this hire. Green Bay Packers nabbing Jonathan Gannon as their new defensive coordinator. All right, Rob, give it to us straight. How should Packers fans view the hiring of Jonathan Gannon?
Wow. Right off the bat, Jen. That's a hard one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to tiptoe my way into it? No, let's just cannonball into the deep end, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a guy who was going to be a defensive coordinator somewhere in the league this year. He was in demand, and the Packers felt like they couldn't wait any longer because he was going to get snapped up by somebody. Now, at the expense, that came at the expense of interviewing Jim Leonhard, who would have been available today to talk. So, I don't know. I think it's a good hire. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. But was it the best one? I don't know.
What's the story with Steno, Rob? Does LaFleur want him to get another coordinator job so he doesn't have to move on, or
he might be?
What's your gut tell you?
That's probably what my gut tells me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time I've asked people over there about the coaching staff, the answer is that LaFleur is still, quote, working through it. Steno's interviewing. Where's he interviewing? For
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yep. Gabe, you're always all over that. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that could be in the works. And then the question becomes, does LaFleur promote, a Jason Vrabel to offensive coordinator, or does he go outside? Does he change offensive line coaches? Who does Hafley take with him? I know that LaFleur and Hafley were scheduled to talk yesterday about that very thing, about who and how many assistants Hafley was going to take with him. That conversation was supposed to happen yesterday, so hopefully we'll get some news there. But I would be stunned if there's not at least a couple of current Green Bay Packers assistant coaches on the Dolphins staff.
As far as Gannon goes, because they felt like they couldn't wait, is it safe to assume that he was the top choice? Because if he was choice 2 or 3, then you interviewed Jim 100%. Today, right? So he was always good. So the Packers went out and got their top choice.
I would say that's a safe assumption, Gabe. I also, I was told that a couple things that that LaFleur really liked about Gannon. One, obviously, even though it wasn't a successful stint, he had a seat in the head coach's chair, and LaFleur really liked that. 2, it's a slightly different scheme, but it's a scheme that has, really resulted in a lot of pass rush pressure, a lot of pressure. I mean, I know the Eagles were loaded, but in 2022, with Gannon as the coordinator, they had 70 sacks. I believe the next highest sack total that season was 55. Like that's not nothing, right? I mean, that's a lot of sacks. And obviously this defense is going to be built around Micah Parsons. The other thing that LaFleur really liked was that, Gannon comes from a defensive back background, and that's what Hafley came from. And seeing it from the back forward is something that Hafley or that LaFleur really liked about Hafley, and having somebody that saw it from the back end forward, I think he really liked.
All right, walk me through this Stenavich-Hafley thing. You just said that Hafley and LaFleur were supposed to meet. There is rumor that Hafley might be interested in Stenavich, but the Dolphins just promoted Bobby Slowick to the offensive coordinator position.
Yeah, no, I don't think Stenavich is going to Miami. I think he's going, Tennessee. Those are two separate things. Sorry, Jen.
No. But I had heard that Hafley was potentially interested in Stenavich. I just assumed that it would have to be for the offensive line position because he already has a guy as offensive coordinator. You're saying that you don't think that has legs.
I would be stunned if Steno goes somewhere and takes a demotion, unless he knew he was going to get fired, which, I do think Steno's a really good offensive line coach, and we don't know how good a coordinator he is because it's hard to know how good a non-play calling coordinator is. But obviously, Bobby Slowick had a lot of success in Houston until he didn't, and then was let go there. But I don't think, unless Steno needs a job, I don't think he's going to Miami for a non-offensive coordinator.
Which, again, could be a possibility if, in fact, Matt LaFleur wants to move on from him, right? I know you're saying the Tennessee thing still lingers out there, but if he doesn't get the job in Tennessee, then I wonder if he falls into the offensive line position with Hafley.
And we've seen LaFleur, I don't know if have trouble firing people is the right word, but definitely, seems to wait until he absolutely has to do something. I mean, Mo Drayton was the easiest fire as a special teams coordinator, and it took him like 2 weeks to do it. And then when he did, I was told he was trying to see if there was some other spot on the staff for him. Now, the thing with Steno in Tennessee is he and the new head coach there work together, right, out in San Francisco. And there's a connection there. And it would be a natural fit there, I would think.
Is Bisaccia safe, Rob?
Well, it sure looks like it. And everybody I talked to said that the perception of Bisaccia inside the building is much, much different than the fans' view of him outside the building. I know people probably aren't going to like it, but he is very well thought of in the building.
Have they then tried to think about just being more transparent about what his role is, Rob? Because, again, he's special teams coordinator. Nobody knows what he's necessarily doing as the associate head coach. If you watch the games, you see him over LaFleur's shoulder. But if they really like him, and obviously the special teams rankings aren't great, should they try to be more transparent of, hey, this is why we like this guy. This is why he's staying here?
Well, I mean, I think he's special teams coordinator. I think that's his job. Assistant head coach is just a title promotion. I don't know that there's necessarily anything that they're hiding about. I think he is around the building, and he's a veteran former head coach who relates really well to players, and that LaFleur, likes to use as a sounding board. I don't know that they're necessarily hiding anything about what he's doing. I think 95% of his job is to run the special teams, and the other 5% is just to be Rich Bisaccia and be a guy who's who gets along really well with players and with coaches, and advises. I don't even know if advises is the right word. He's just a sounding board that younger coaches can go to because he's a guy that's respected. I really don't think there's anything more to it than that. I don't think the associate head coach means he's telling LaFleur, hey, on when we're in 4th and 1 from inside from between the 25 and the 35, we should do this or things like that. I don't think that is what's happening.
Rob Demovsky hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. This question has an audio component. Rob, take a listen to this.
Okay. Shots, explosives.
That is Jonathan Gannon talking to one of his players in Arizona. Joshy has been playing that on repeat this morning here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. My question to you is this: is he doing irreparable harm to Jonathan Gannon by playing that sound effect over and over?
It shows the guy's got a little personality, I guess. I was told
that's a great spin. It's a great spin.
Yeah, I was told from some people who covered him in Arizona that people will like listening to him talk. Especially as a coordinator, maybe a little bit more buttoned up as a head coach. But he is a guy that has not. He put it to you this way: he has not shied away from putting himself out there. He had some pretty strong comments during that Eagles or after that Eagles Super Bowl run about just how he was contacted by the Cardinals, and if you're he spoke up a little bit. He gives his opinion, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, and he's not just a cliche coach. If you remember, there was a little controversy about him when he got hired in Arizona, whether the Cardinals followed the rules or not. And I believe they ended up getting charged with tampering and had to give Philadelphia a draft pick for it. I mean, this guy's he's put himself in the middle of a few situations, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing.
I just want him to come out for the first introduction in a Luke Skywalker outfit. Just be yourself. Rob, do you think ideally LaFleur, in a perfect world, would like to move Steno back to O-line coach and then move on from Butkus or whatever?
So, all right, this is interesting. And this is just one person's opinion, I guess, on what might be going on between those two guys. The person I talked to actually spoke more highly of Butkus than Steno, and that perhaps Butkus was just following Steno's instructions as far as what they were doing on the offensive line. And again, that's just one person's opinion. Don't know if that's true or not. But I don't necessarily look. Steno was a good line coach. I don't know if he would go back to being a good line coach. I don't know. It's always hard. I probably talked in circles here, but it's always hard to know what role the offensive coordinator plays when the head coach is the offensive play caller. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not sure Luke Butkus is as bad as everybody thinks he is. And maybe I'm being unfair to Steno there for a minute. But it took me a minute to process this answer. But I guess what I'm getting to is from what I was told, maybe it's not all on Butkus, the struggles of the offensive line, and I probably shouldn't lump Steno into that. That's probably not fair.
Okay.
So if they do indeed move on from Steno, and however it happens, if he gets a job, if they actually just move on, how highly ranked would this job be because you're not going to be the play caller?
No, it's a great question, Gabe. And I do think that you can be a non-play calling offensive coordinator and still go places. I mean, Joe Philbin became a head coach as a non-play calling offensive coordinator for his work with McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. Nathaniel Hackett eventually got there, right? I know he didn't succeed.
I was going to say far, and again, I love Joe Philbin, but so far these are not great examples of having success, having success in the role.
Right. Well, I think he was successful. I mean, he was probably successful in the offensive coordinator position because Aaron Rodgers was great, right? And same with Hackett. Maybe they just aren't good head coaches. The question Gabe asked is, how attractive is the job to someone? I think it's an attractive job because you get to work with a quarterback who is, I would say is easily considered a top 10 quarterback, and a head coach who has a really good reputation for offensive play calling. So I think you can come here, take this job, and still get a head coach even though you're not a play caller.
Rob, last thing before we let you go. We were just talking about the Super Bowl matchup. You got John Schneider on one hand. Can you tell that John Schneider gives me a tough time? I have to slow down like fresh sushi. And Elliot Wolf on the other side. Who should Packers fans be throwing their support behind? Who would you want to see between those two guys get the Lombardi?
If I'm not mistaken, Alonzo Highsmith, is in New England, and I think his son might be in the personnel department. So if you go former Packers, it's 3-1 New England versus Seattle. Like John Schneider is he might be the most entertaining general manager in football. He says things that most general managers probably wouldn't say.
Or
shoots
posing for a
from the
picture
hip.
shirtless with a WWE championship belt around his waist. I mean, he did that too.
Does things that not many general managers would do, although a current NFC North head coach might do that. But it's a great one. Like John Schneider was probably more visible. When he was here, Elliott was a little bit more in the background. Elliott has a more recognizable name and obviously has the lineage to his dad. So, it is a cool angle for the Super Bowl for Packers fans. There's no question about it. John Schneider was probably never going to be the general manager here because, he left in 2009 and Ted was just getting going. Elliott had a shot at it and, they didn't hire him. They picked Gutekunst instead. I don't know if Elliott was ready at that time. And quite honestly, don't know if it would have been a good idea to follow in your dad's footsteps in the same place. But I would probably say, at least as a Packers fan, you have some rooting interest one way or the other, or you're just, maybe you're just interested in the fact because two former Packers executives are in the game.
Right now on the poll, as a Packers fan, would you rather see John Schneider or Elliot Wolf win the Super Bowl? Wolf is winning 55% of the vote to 45%. Rob, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning, giving us a little bit of insight on the Jonathan Gannon hire in Green Bay. Talk to you again soon.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
Always great with the information. You can follow Rob Demovsky on social media and, of course, read his stuff on ESPN.com. Got to take a break here. We'll be right back after this.
Tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast at the Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Bucks versus the World, narrated by comedian Charlie Berens, reveals the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to take on the best national team in the world, the Soviet Union. Before the Dream Team, this long-forgotten tournament in Milwaukee globalized the game of basketball and opened the doors to international stars coming to the NBA. Find Behind the Bucks, Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and the new ESPN Wisconsin app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Jason Wilde from Wilde & Towns. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing and raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered with fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel. Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build your own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How do you get to 10 in NFL in the football game? How do you do that?
You can have 5 safeties.
That's a great point.
Which would also be a great endorsement for Derek Carr.
2 field goals, 2 safeties.
2 field goals, 2
also
safeties.
a great endorsement for the quarterback. Continue. What else do we have?
On 94.5 ESPN.
So it sounds like I'm the only one who watched Alex Honnold climb a building on Netflix this weekend, huh?
Who? I know Alex Honnold from Free Solo.
That's who it is. That's the guy.
One of my favorite documentaries ever.
So good. By the way,
Amazing.
Chase watched the documentary after we watched him climb. What was it? Taipei 101?
Yeah, Taipei 1 maybe?
It was unbelievable. My kids were locked in. It took him an hour and a half. He climbed all the way to the top. No ropes, no parachute, no nothing. Just his muscles, his giant hands, and his strength.
Watching somebody climb for an hour and a half?
It was so good, you guys.
The impressive part is
90 minutes of watching a dude climb.
The impressive part for him is somebody who climbed that. That's like a walk in the park compared to his other feats at Free Solo.
100%.
Which,
Wait.
Is
so this was the
easiest thing he's probably done in years.
Because the building had things he could grab onto,
then why
right?
Do I care?
Oh,
this
but it was
easy for the
still
guy.
so cool to watch.
He's the one who El Capitan is the one he climbed.
Yep.
And yeah, that was like an unimaginable feat. And this, obviously, for all of us, would be an impossibility.
No,
for him, walking the park.
I climbed 2 stories in my grammar school, and then I had to go to the principal's office, which.
Are you sure you didn't jump out a window trying to escape getting in trouble?
No, there was a pipe, and I shimmied up it, and I had to go to the principal, and they called my parents, and I was in trouble. I would have kept going if the teacher didn't see.
Is that what it sounded like when you shimmied?
Shots.
Yep.
Explosives.
Yeah.
I got that kind of game.
I don't believe you. You're a huge person.
You wouldn't know it by looking at him.
You can't shimmy.
But Newman can climb.
All the climbers you see, do they look like Chewy?
Not even a little bit.
Good luck finding someone who can move and shake like this.
Wildy and Josh is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Have a good one, everybody.
We've got some delays along eastbound 94 just before 84th Street, stretching almost to Hawley Road. The westbound side is backed up from just past 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got a crash eastbound 94 right past Barker Road, almost to Calhoun. Looks like we've got it off on the left shoulder there, so that's going to be tying things up just a little bit. We also have a crash on the off-ramp from westbound 94 to Highway 18, that curved ramp there. So just be careful and give them a wide berth there. Traffic is brought to you by Monster Jam, coming to Fiserv Forum this Saturday and Sunday. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com and watch The Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and other featured Monster Jam trucks. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a cold weather advisory for all of South